Hey there, my fellow scientists. Welcome to today's Nature Walk Explainer. I am so excited to have all of our brilliant first grade explorers joining us today. We are going on a massive science adventure right from where you're sitting. So let's put on our imaginary explorer hats, grab our magnifying glasses, and take a super close look at something you probably see every single day, but maybe you've never really looked at like a true scientist before. Today, we are going to explore the absolutely amazing, wonderful world of plants. So do all plants look the same? You know, what's really fun about this question is that it requires us to use our imagination. I want you to close your eyes for just a second and picture a big, beautiful garden. Are you picturing it? Awesome. Now look around your imaginary garden. Do all the plants look exactly the same? Are they all the exact same size, the same shape, the same color? Go ahead and open your eyes and think about that for a second. If you guessed that plants come in all sorts of wild and wonderful shapes and sizes, well, you are exactly right. But before we look at those differences, we need to understand what makes a plant, well, a plant. Here's our first big scientific discovery of the day. Plants are living things. Just like you and me, plants are alive. And that means they actually need certain things to survive. You need a yummy breakfast and a big glass of water to grow tall and strong, right? Well, plants need food and water too. They rely on us to care for them. And in return, plants are true superheroes. They give other living things food to eat and shelter to live in. So the really important thing to remember here is that we have to care for plants by making sure they get plenty of water and warm, bright sunlight. Okay, moving right along to our first big topic, 5 important plant parts. Let's count them together.
So, almost every plant you see is made of special building blocks. We call these the parts of a plant. There are 5 really important plant parts. Are you ready to count them with me? Get your hands ready because we're going to use our fingers to count all 5. Here we go. 1, the roots. 2, the stem. 3, the leaves. 4, the flowers. And finally, 5, the fruit. Great counting, explorers. The roots, stem, leaves, flowers, and fruit are the 5 main parts of a plant. But here's where our adventure takes a really fun twist. Even though plants share these same 5 parts, they don't always look the same. That brings us to section 2. Every plant is different. It's time for the Spot the Difference game.
Let's put our magnifying glasses back on for this game. We're going to look super closely at nature to see how the exact same plant part can look completely different depending on the plant. Let's start with leaves. Over on the left side, we have a small leaf. It's tiny, maybe the size of a little coin, and it kind of looks like a cute little heart. But whoa, look at the right side. That is a big leaf. It is huge, round, and wide. It's almost like a giant fan you could use to cool yourself down on a really hot day. So even though they're both leaves, some are tiny and some are just giant. Next up, let's look at stems. The stem is the part that helps the plant stand up nice and tall. On the left, we have a weak stem. Imagine touching it very gently. It might feel soft, thin, and a little bit wobbly. Now look at the right side. That is a strong stem. Think of a thick, sturdy tree trunk. It's tough, it's hard, and no matter how hard the wind blows, it stands tall. So you see, stems can be very weak, or they can be super strong. Now let's dig underground and look at the roots. Roots hide under the dirt, holding the plant securely in place and drinking up water like a straw. But guess what? Just like leaves and stems, roots like to play our Spot the Difference game too. On the left, we see thin roots. They look almost like little hairs or thin pieces of string spreading out in the dirt. But over on the right, we have a thick root. It's big, chunky, and solid. It looks kind of like a carrot. And actually, fun fact, a carrot is a thick root. Okay, now for the tastiest plant part of all, the fruit. The most important thing to know here is that fruit contains seeds. But how many? Well, look at the big number 1 right here. Some kinds of fruit have only one single seed hiding right in the middle. Can you imagine opening a yummy piece of fruit and finding just one big, lonely seed inside? But wait, let's count up. Now we see the number 4. That's right. Some kinds of fruit have a few seeds hiding inside them. Think about an apple. When you eat an apple down to the core, you usually find a small handful, just a few little seeds tucked safely inside. Now prepare to be amazed. Look at this giant number, 100? There is no way. That is so many seeds. Some kinds of fruit have so many seeds you could hardly even count them all. Think about a watermelon or a big papaya. They are absolutely packed with seeds. It's just amazing how one fruit can have just one single seed, while another has hundreds of them.
And before we finish our Spot the Difference game, we absolutely cannot forget about flowers. Look at all these beautiful colors: red, blue, yellow, purple, orange. Flowers make a giant, vibrant rainbow in our world. It's basically Mother Nature's way of painting the garden. All right, section 3. Where do plants grow? It's time for the habitat hunt.
So we know what parts plants have, but where in the world do they actually live? A habitat is just a fancy science word for a home. Let's look at 3 totally different homes we discovered. First, a lot of plants grow on land, rooted right down into the soil. You can see the banana plant and the rose plant in that first group. Now look right next to that. Some plants grow directly in water. The water lily and water lettuce float beautifully right in ponds and lakes. But here is the most surprising discovery of all. Look at the last group. Some sneaky plants grow right on top of other plants. Yes, you heard that right. The money plant and the bird's nest fern actually attach themselves to tree trunks and branches to grow. How cool is that?
And finally, section 4, growing without soil. This is Science Today.
So we've learned that plants normally grow in soil on land, in water, or on other plants. But I want to let you in on a secret about a futuristic way farmers are growing food today. What if I told you plants could grow on land, but without any dirt at all? Let's sound out this big science word together. Hydroponics. Hydroponics. This is a really special way of growing plants using just water, without any soil at all. No dirt. The roots just hang down into special water that's full of good nutrients. Honestly, it looks like something right out of a space station.
And here is why hydroponics is so incredibly cool and why farmers absolutely love it. First, farmers can carefully control the water and the surroundings. And because the plants get exactly what they need instantly, they grow way more quickly than they do sitting in regular soil. This means a lot more plants can be grown in a much shorter amount of time. It's a fantastic trick used to grow yummy, crunchy vegetables like the lettuce you might have in a salad for dinner. Fast-growing, dirt-free veggies. We have covered so much amazing ground today, my first-grade explorers. We learned the 5 plant parts, how they can all look completely different, where they grow, and even how to grow them without dirt. But like any good science adventure, I'm going to leave you with one final mission to think about. Do all fruit have seeds? And why are seeds important anyway? I want you to go investigate your own kitchens today. Ask a grown-up to help you look inside different fruits. Be a scientist right in your own home and see what you can discover about seeds. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer adventure, and keep exploring.